Question. Why does every comedian have to laugh at their own jokes on their podcast? If you were so funny, you wouldn't have to laugh at your own jokes. Funk that. I'm just doing that thing that I do on here called being honest.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
Hi, this is Ryan Hoppe's mom, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour.
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Yeah, now. If I hit this button, boom, the whole program's gonna start. Okay, well, hit it. All right.
Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2. Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
That's me. Whatever.
Where we at?
Always going in, never doubt it. Never worry about the dollar. Need a source of trending topic. Be the hottest, search about his competition. Microscopic, never copied. I'm a giant rolling weed up, now we flying. H-O-B-B-E. 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 You already know Hoppe Hour in your system.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what today is? If you don't, I will tell you.
Look! Up in the sky! It's a bird! It's a plane!
It's my filter!
It's a plane!
It's him. It's Superman.
What's he doing here? What's he doing here? What is he doing here?
It's National Superman Day.
Well, that's just super.
Man.
Is this a show?
It's a good show.
In fact, it's a super show.
All right, ladies, buckle up. It's showtime.
I've never really been into the Superman movies, maybe because they're crap, but I do like the 1990s Superman cartoons. That 1990s animation is really good. Here's some audio here for Superman Day. Here is a panelist on MSNBC from 2006 explaining why Spider-Man is gay.
He's a modest person by day who then goes into his phone booth or his closet, as it were, comes out with a fabulous outfit, and he kicks butt. So, yeah, I'd say he's gay.
Oh, wow. 2006 was definitely a different time. And then I love this here. This is from 2006. So it's going to have 2006 humor. What if Superman were gay? And it says on the prep service, it says, warning, this comedy production may be considered offensive.
Faster than a speeding Volkswagen Jetta with a rainbow sticker. More powerful than a Barbra Streisand concert. Able to leap the checkout line at Pottery Barn in a single bound.
Look, in the sky, Chief.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, look, it's
A fabulous-looking man in blue spandex.
Out of the closet and into a phone booth. Superman is back, and he's gay as ever.
Just call me Pooper Man. It's gauche, but fairly accurate.
This is where he learned who he was.
Yep, it's the bathroom stall at my old Catholic school.
Tell me everything.
It's the same old story. Boy meets boy. Boy puts on cape and gives other boy back rub.
Let's start with the big question.
Yes, it hurt a little.
Where did you go?
Oh, first hot tubbing, then straight to the clinic.
Your father used to say
I know. Take off your sister's clothes. Get in here and watch the game.
that you would put
This is hilarious. Man, 2006, things were still funny.
here for a reason.
Oh, yeah, fabulous window treatment.
The man whose heart as steel is back, and only kryptonite.
I probably can't play the rest of it because of the Superman music, but there you go. There's some jokes when the road was actually funny. This is still funny.
This is not headline news. Singer Anya was spotted for the first time in 8 years. Well, other than in your lonely aunt's CD rack. Dozens of people in 18 states have become ill from food poisoning tied to cucumbers. So for safety, remember this. A cuke can make you puke. Taylor Taylor Swift has regained control of her music, and reports say she's extended her control of Travis Kelce. This is not headline news.
I don't know who the hell this guy is. This guy is freaking funny, man. Let's see if Seth Meyers and Colbert were funny last night. I'm going to assume Seth Meyers is pretty good, making people laugh, but probably not Colbert.
The makers of Dr. Pepper have issued a recall for more than 19,000 cases of its Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar because it contains full sugar soda. But don't worry, it's still perfectly safe to drink Dr. Pepper Zero Rat Parts.
Last week, a hungry wild elephant raided a grocery store in Thailand and apparently caused very little damage. That is, until he found out he had to push a button just to get someone to unlock the deodorant.
Wow. I love the writers for Colbert. Like, you literally wrote that joke and was like, that's going to be funny. I know God.
The website Boston.com is hosting a What is the Best Boston Movie tournament-style bracket, and they have asked that you please stop writing in your mother's sex tape.
All right, wow. Not the best night for Seth Meyers. It is Father's Day this weekend.
And now, Mom Thoughts.
This Father's Day, I'm having the kids make homemade cards and homemade breakfast for my husband. I mean, seriously, let him suffer for once.
This has been Mom Thoughts.
Father's Day is Sunday. What do I get for the man who has everything?
Again, I can't play this because they got the music attached to it. I'm sorry. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. Probably wasn't going to be funny anyway. Dolly Parton once ran naked through Tom Jones's yard. I bet he was like, "What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa."
This was when Tom Jones lived over in Bel Air. I don't know where he lives now, but he was just hot as he could be and sexy. And I had some friends out to Hollywood. I was living out there at the Bel Air Hotel. And we were just out having fun, and we'd been out and had a couple of margaritas. And
I have had boobies around.
I said, "This is Tom Jones' house." And they said, "Well, let's go over there." And I said, "No, we can't go in the yard. You know, they must have security." And they dared me to streak through the yard, because that was back when everybody was streaking. Right. And they kept daring me and double dog daring me, and I just couldn't take it. So I just...
They're daring those double D's to come out.
Ripped down and ran across the yard, jumped back in the car and put my clothes on. And I don't think he saw me. But if he did, I didn't impress him much.
There was a movie she made called The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Oh my goodness. You know, she was naughty. Speaking of naughty, here's a comedy bit on Superman Day. Andrew Dice Clay on Batman versus Superman.
Batman vs. Superman? Are you kidding me with this here now?
I love how boomers say that guys like Matt Rife aren't funny, but then they made Andrew Dice Clay famous.
Think about it. Bruce Wayne, billionaire, Batman, big shot, right? Shows up at a little costume party with the outfit, the little mask with the pointy ears, the utility belt, with a flashlight.
Yeah, she talks like this.
And a chain latch.
Kind of talks like Rubbish Morning Glory.
And some pepper spray. What's he say? Stop, I'm gonna make you.
That's terrible. Jesus Christ. 62% of people say coffee is the one drink we can't live without. Mine is energy drinks, because if I'm up in the morning and I haven't, gone to the bathroom, I was going to say something about waste, but I couldn't think of a one-liner. Because I'm all weird about poop, because I'm kind of like a girl. If I have to, drive somewhere, I would drink energy drinks, because it makes me not a half. There you go. There is a list of the best fries. Number 1, In-N-Out. Number 2, Shake Shack. Number 3, Freddy's Frozen Custard. 4, Bojangles. 5, Chick-fil-A. 6, Raising Cane's. 7, Zaxby's. Yeah, I don't agree with that list. Only pretentious influencers love to tell you, "Oh, the fries at In-N-Out are so good." No, they're not. Speaking of LA douchebags, I was debating if I wanted to talk about this, and I'm sure the overall comment's going to be, "Oh, Hoppy's jealous. Oh, Hoppy's this or that." No. It's something I've been holding in for years. on the various radio shows I've worked on, they at least think they're comedy-based. Most of it's mean-spirited chuck-jackery. But there were comedians that were on. And growing up, I listened to Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez and Mancow and Brandmeier and Steve Dahl and Rover Stern. All these shows that had comedians on. So I was like, oh, I can't wait to have a radio show someday and be around comedians. Oh my God, are they a bunch of asswipes? They are all damaged people who don't know how to be human unless they have this thing that's known as jokes. And 9 years ago, cannot believe it's almost 10 years ago. That would have been like talking about 2007 and 2016. It's crazy how math works. I went on the Mike Calta cruise. I believe it was like number 10. And this was before Bert Kreischer got famous. He was cool, you know, a little obnoxious, always, you know. He was doing the Sober October thing, so he was like sober, so he wasn't annoying. But he did do that legendary show where he is called Drunk During the Day or whatever, or Skip Workday. And he got blackout drunk at the Tampa Improv and did a whole comedy set. It's been 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Make a wish, bitch. But the thing that's always driven me nuts about Bert Kreischer is the consistent lying and the consistent ass-kissing from morning radio. And the lying is this. He's like, oh, when I get famous, Michael, I'm going to do this for you and this for you. And I did respect, this is before he was famous. One person knew who he was when we were in like Puerto Rico or something. But everybody was like, this guy's never going to be famous. So I give it up to Bert Kreischer for getting famous. But the thing I don't respect about Bert Kreischer is how he's always like, oh, I'm going to bring you guys along. He did it to my boy Chad Zumach. Oh, I'm going to have you open up for me. And then he did not have Chad Zumach open up for him in Cleveland. And then he's like, Hoppe, I'm going to do this for you. If you're ever in LA, if you're ever doing this, you're doing that, you ever want to be in my movie. Now, granted, I don't think I'm meant to be in a movie. I'm not meant to be on camera. But it was the idea that Bert Kreischer was all about, oh, I'm going to do this for you. It's like, don't say that. Just take a picture, hang out with me, and call it a day. For example, on that same cruise, Ralphie May was there, and I asked Ralphie May at dinner if he'd want to come on my podcast. He goes, fuck no, baby. I ain't doing your shitty podcast. I'll buy you as many motherfucking beers as you want, but I ain't doing your podcast. And it kind of hurt in the moment. But at least Ralphie May was being genuine, and he is the far superior comic. Well, Bert Kreischer, every podcast and every morning radio host is afraid to like piss them off. They're all on eggshells. They're like, are we going to get Hollywood Bert or are we going to get nice Bert? So all these radio shows talk bad about him behind his back, but on air they're like, Bert, we love you. We want your clout. I don't freaking care. It's freaking nauseating, man. Drives me freaking nuts seeing all these people ass kiss. For example, at dinner, Bert Kreischer was like, I have to go on this show called Grover in Cleveland. I don't know who he is. And I'm like, oh, it's Rover. It's my former boss. And he's like, I've never heard of it. So we talked about Rover at dinner. And then like in July 2017, he goes on Rover's show and he's like, I'm a big fan for years. The one thing I did appreciate was Rover tried to throw me under the bus and Bert didn't. But that was when Bert was nice. But now Bert's all Hollywood. He's so cool. Dude, you're so cool. Oh, you're so cool because you're famous. And you got a bad liver. Well, he went on some podcast and was saying that Fiji is no different than Arizona. And can you imagine being a Fijian? You're just hanging out, drinking kava, and this fat slob of a comedian with his shirt off is just like probably walking around acting like he's better than you. Mm-hmm.
Where's the spot that you've been that you're...
It's called Drop a Pin is the name of the podcast.
That you have no interest in going back to?
If you dropped a pin, he would sprain his back from being fat.
That's a great question.
Ohio?
No. I'm trying to actually think. I know I have an answer for this. I know I have an answer. I'll tell you. Fiji.
What?
I don't mean to shit on Fiji.
No, but you are. This is what I can't stand about freaking comedians and lawyers on the radio. Just trash who you're trashing. Whenever somebody wants to insult somebody, they'll be like, oh, I love you, but, or, oh, I don't mean to shit on them, but just shit on them and don't have the little complimentary line before it. It's phony.
But there's a reason everyone's on the boats. It's kind of like Arizona.
Really? That's not the thing I've ever heard. I know people that go to Fiji to drink coffee or to drink kava. No one's ever gone, oh, it's like going to Arizona.
My opinion. Like
Didn't expect that
that's like
comparison.
not a lot of water in Arizona.
I felt when I was there and they were going through a coup d'etat at the time I was there.
You should probably drink some of the kava and stop drinking beer.
I felt like it reminded me of Arizona. It was very dry. It wasn't very lush. It wasn't. The islands weren't. I apologize, Fiji.
No, you don't. If you apologize, you wouldn't have said it. What a snob, too. You get to travel the world and you don't enjoy it.
Being on a boat was amazing. It was beautiful.
Oh, I was on a boat with my wealth. Again, he earned it. I'm not jealous. But I love, like, if you read the comments online, people are sick of hearing him talk about his money. I'm famous. I got money. Cool, dude.
We went scuba diving. We went free diving. We went surfing. We caught amazing fish.
Can you imagine watching him surf?
We ate great meals, but all on a boat. And I kind of was bummed that Fiji wasn't what I thought it would be.
Yeah, and I bet the people there that met you were not what they thought you would be.
You hear Fiji, you think jungles and forests, and all I saw was Flagstaff.
All right, there you go. And it's funny, like, I reached out to him. I mean, I guess I'm being a little bit of a phony because I reached out and because he didn't respond, I'm trashing him, but I don't really care. I thought he was cool. I reached out to him on Twitter. I thought Bird was cool, but I knew that he was a phony. And here's why he's a phony. He claims to be everybody's bro. Wow, I'm here for you guys. But then if a certain morning radio show, who's always out of breath, known as Michael Cowhead Kelta, if he says, you can't hang out with Hoppe. He kind of like deserted me and backstabbed me, you know? Yeah, so then you don't get back to me. But when you're Kelta's boy, I'll tell you about podcast. That's called being phony. You know who's not phony? Jim Norton. You know who's not phony? Jim Florentine. They'll go on people's shows if people hate each other, but Bert's an ass kisser. He wants to be a celebrity, and he became a celebrity, and that's cool that he did that. And I know a lot of his fans are probably listening and going, you don't work at the boat anymore. You don't work at Reverend's Morning Glory. No. I have 25,000 of you mutants that listen to me per month. I'm fine with this. I can be my own boss. Anyway, Gen Xers can be such babies and such freaking like blah, 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 blah. Gross. All right, I just had to get that off my chest. I've been holding it in for like 9 years, and I'm not trying to just talk smack. This week, yesterday, I talked smack about Mike Calton, but it's like, at some point, you got to respond, because they don't like the taste of their own medicine. Those big, badass, rich Gen X media personalities can throw all the shots they want, but when someone else does it, they don't like the taste of their own medicine. And you know what's funny? I bet if you were to ask somebody at Fiji what he was like in person, I bet he said, oh, in America, I'm a celebrity. I'm a celebrity. You know what? I'm famous. I made a movie with Mark Hamill that was critically panned, but it's still pretty cool that I made a movie with Mark Hamill.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Happy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
I got it. Tell me about it.
Happy Hour will be right back.
What up? What's happening? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. This following segment's been brought to you by DZ Beezy Honey. DZBeezyHoney.com. When I tell you they got the best Delta 8 CBD honey around, I'm a man of my word. Comes in the form of a lollipop, like the lollipop the rapper. A honey stick or a jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high, go to DZBeezyHoney.com and then check out, use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. This is also being brought to you by Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com for the best pre and post-workout around. At checkout, use promo code Ryan20 to save 20%. Question. Why do influencers of both genders feel like they need to make content while working out at the gym? Wow, you're lifting. Congrats. Nobody cares. Nobody.
Doors closing.
Completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Happy Hour!
Me, Ryan, Hoppe.
Hey, what's up? It's Steve Miggs of the Daily Miggs Show on 99.9 KISW in Seattle, and you are listening to Happy Hour.
Ryan sucks.
What?
Ryan sucks.
What?
Ryan sucks.
With Ryan Hoppe. We love you here.
Because someone needs to say it. Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe is here for you.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the land. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
I got it. Whatever.
Circus can predict this.
856 49 Hoppe. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. I just had my word slur. I'm a little too heavy.
Happy Hot Topic.
All right,
Well, breaking news, Beach Boys legend Brian Wilson has passed away. We just got this.
This made me sad, man. I used to love the Beach Boys growing up. My mom had the CD.
News moments ago. The news was confirmed on his official Facebook page. His family says they are heartbroken, truly at a loss for words right now. Wilson, as you know, founded the Beach Boys.
Yeah, I think we know that.
And is acknowledged as one of the most innovative and creative songwriters in music history. He wrote and co-wrote.
I got to skip over that quick copyright one. I rest in peace to the legend unknown as Brian Wilson. There are, let me see here, the exact number. 57% of Americans believe that Donald Trump was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Of course he did. We know he did it. We know he went there. And it drives the conservatives nuts. They don't want to admit it. This headline is very disturbing. Alleged scream gangbang teacher. You know the teacher that was like banging 14-year-olds in Indiana, getting passed around like a blunt? She was wearing a scream mask during it. Her house is up for sale. God, you know that house just has demonic, skanky vibes. Kind of like the mansions of morning radio. More domestic violence news, then. Jesus Christ. Jimmy Ward, who plays in the NFL, Houston Texans safety, was arrested Thursday for a domestic violence charge. And then also in domestic violence, Greg Hardy, my family and I are all perfectly fine despite the arrest of domestic violence. Whenever the person that's getting accused of domestic violence says that everything's okay, it's probably not. Just being honest. Let me see here.
You want to trash me in front of my audience? It's like so up.
Kristen Cavallari is not enjoying this blast from the past.
God, she's so skanky.
The Laguna Beach alum reunited with her very first boyfriend, who she hasn't seen in 15 years.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be in the same room as her. You know, having her as an ex is awful. She talks about everyone else's breakups and her breakups too. And my thing with Kristen Cavallari, and I'm going to teach this to all of my male listeners out there that are young, that haven't been in a relationship yet. If a woman talks about her exes and her dad and all the men in her life, the bosses she hates, unless you guys stay together until death do us part, that's going to be you. Why do I know? Because it happened to me.
During the June 11th episode of E's Honestly Cavallari, the headline tour.
I'm going to be bringing up Johnny, my very first boyfriend from Chicago.
He just wants some clown. No one really knows who he is.
I talked about him a couple times on the podcast. We were as in love as you can be at the tender age of 13 and 14.
Oh, jeez. You lost your virginity in 6th grade?
When Johnny was finally pulled up on stage, the encounter was more combative than Kristen expected.
You would like come over in the middle of the night and put up like poems and I love you and I'd wake up like,
that's the podcast version.
It's true. I mean, we also did dirty too.
Fellas, to be clear, you would actually greet me in outfits just like this.
Wow, he's roasting her.
Broke my heart actually because you hooked up with my best friend.
That button, this one, was for every guy she's hooked up with. I mean, it has to be like, I don't know, at least 100 dudes she's hooked up with. Her body count is really large.
Who?
Tommy.
I don't even remember Tommy.
That's not a good thing. I don't remember any of the people I banged.
Exactly.
Needless to say, Kristen was not happy with Johnny trying to make her look like the bad one in the
she is.
relationship.
Not hook up with anybody in Barrington. That's why I was like, say a name.
But
I have nothing to hide.
You have plenty to hide, including the results of the STD clinic.
You want to trash me in front of my audience? It's like so up. It's
You talk about everybody else.
really up.
See Kristen's tour continue in Honestly Cavallari. The headline tour airs Wednesdays at 10 p.m. on E!
Why would you want to have your ex there? That's the thing that women do. Or they live in the past, and then when you put yourself in the same room as your ex, it's no good. I was at a party like 2 weeks after I dumped my ex, and it was awkward. Now she likes vagina. The NFL season's right around the corner. We're all freaking excited. I'm never going to root for the Eagles again. The fact that they won was like the best feeling ever. I was so sick of the Chiefs last year. I wonder if they'll be even bigger bitches this year. Because, I mean, they're already big bitches with a lot of money. But Aaron Rodgers is really running with this marriage thing. I find it very strange. But this just in, not only is Aaron Rodgers strange, he's a douchebag. But I'm not just saying that because he always beat the Chicago Bears.
So this was a decision that was best for my soul.
Aaron Rodgers is following his heart. During a recent press conference for the Pittsburgh Steelers, the NFL player shares the reason for his decision to return to football.
Yeah, he had nothing else to do. He's afraid of being irrelevant.
Specifically for Pittsburgh this time. The 41-year-old admits joining this team is about something deeper than just the sport itself.
A lot of decisions that I've made over my career in life, from strictly the ego.
You hear that cheering in the background? Someone having sex in Pittsburgh?
My career in life, from strictly the ego, even if they turn out well, are always unfulfilling. But the decisions made from the soul are usually pretty fulfilling.
I love how he talks about being sage and spiritual and in the moment. I mean, he's the biggest douchebag to people. I love that. It's kind of like religious people that are creeps. It's the same thing with people that believe in the law of attraction and good vibes. They're always the biggest ass wipes. That's why I try to be a nice person unless you wrong me, and then I will verbally annihilate you with my words.
So this was a decision that was best for my soul.
This comes a day after he revealed that he's married during a June 10th press conference following his first practice with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What if it was with a guy?
Aaron told a reporter who congratulated him on the milestone.
Yeah, it's a wedding ring.
As for when the nuptials took place, he said,
it's been a couple months.
In the December episode of the Pat McAfee show, he shared...
Wow. We have the stupidest either AI or humans. McAfee, not McAfee. That would be like me saying news.
Episode of the Pat McAfee show.
God, these reporters are stupid.
He shared he had a girlfriend named Brittany while discussing Christmas shopping, simply noting, there was one package left for my girlfriend Brittany that hadn't showed up yet. When one of the co-hosts jokingly asked if he was referring to Britney Spears, Aaron replied, not Britney Spears. No, this is Brittany with an I. He also
Alright, whatever, dude. You just dude. You're a weirdo.
noted that she keeps her life fairly private as she does not have social media. And
yeah, I wouldn't either if I was dating Aaron Rodgers.
After being spotted wearing a black band on his ring finger during the weekend of the Kentucky Derby on May 2nd, he will...
I don't care anymore. God, he's pretentious. You just know that he has that type of energy that when he walks into the room, he thinks he's better than you. Kind of like that guy, Bert Kreischer.
Day 21 of the explosive Diddy trial, and new claims the mogul compared himself to Michael Jordan during a threesome.
That's weird. Let me skip over this kind of copyright. I'm sure Michael Jordan loves being attached to you. Maybe he went to your parties.
An ex-girlfriend of Diddy's, testifying under the name Jane, told the court this week that she, Combs, and a male escort were known as the trifecta.
Hell yeah, no.
Jane said she was compared to the late Kobe Bryant, the escort was Shaquille O'Neal, and Diddy was Jordan.
That's freaking strange. And then there's this.
The prosecution in Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial is seeking the removal of a juror in the case. And here's why. As day 21 of Combs' sex trafficking trial began, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey shared June 11th that her team is seeking to remove a member of the 12-person jury. According to NBC News report.
They're seeking to remove a member, as we keep hearing about Diddy's member.
In the courtroom. She told Judge Aaron Subramanian before the jury entered the New York City courtroom, "We are very reluctant to put in this letter. It appeared to be a lack of candor with the court that raises serious issues with us." She added, "We did not want to do this. We were compelled to do that." Defense attorney Alexandra Shapiro, who said that juror number 6 is among the panel's black members, asked for 1 or 2 days to, quote, respond in writing and go over case law. The conversation comes after concerns about the juror were first brought forward yesterday by the prosecution in a sealed conversation with the judge. However, in the partial transcript obtained by NBC News, Shapiro said the defense opposed removing the juror and wanted the opportunity to be heard before any decisions were made. Judge Subramanian said June 11th that he will reserve on handling logistics about the juror, who also stayed the full duration of day 20 until a decision is made.
All right, there's let me see here. I remember this show. Are We Hot? Cruel reality show where models brutally judge people's looks, resurfaces and horrifies viewers. Man, if you were going on a show called Are You Hot, which was out in 2003, then you should be criticized. Here's some audio of it. 856-49-HOPPY. This stupid pop-up on the Daily Mail. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, baby. RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. And Friday on this very podcast feed is the new episode of The Hammerin' Hank Show. All right, without further ado, here is that show from 22 years ago. Can't believe 2003 was 22 years ago.
You ready? Let's have a look at our first competitor right now.
A 25-year-old executive office manager from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Melinda Griffith.
Randolph?
All right, well, I'm glad you skipped the Baywatch audition and headed this way. But listen, Baywatch are here. You're going to need to firm that body up just a little bit. I know you guys like these.
Man, you could not do this now.
Voluptuous packages, but I saw a little too much jiggle. Could you turn around for me, Melinda?
2000s. No wonder Rover and Calta had a career. They were allowed to be creeps then. She got a nice butt.
Who did the calves?
Actually, they were bonded by a cosmetic dentist in Atlanta.
Too big. Gotta take them down. I think you have a really sultry face. And
I love how people thought this show was going to go far.
I actually like your makeup.
Could you imagine if this show had been on for like 22 years?
Tonight, but I think those teeth are too big. Hey, I just
How
think
about
they're
some
too
scores,
big.
Randolph?
I think the face is a 7.5 I deducted for the teeth. Sorry.
All right. I love how like the ugliest guy is the one judging them. Kind of like morning radio in Tampa.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Hoppe Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
Yeah. Hey, we got the remix. We got the flow. We got them getting down on the floor. T-H-I, got a new sound. Making all the get down. Hey, the big man, make it change swing. Pimps and the players gon' do the damn thing. Coming in the club, taking over streets, taking over man with the broke out beats. Got them on charge, got them on lock. Everywhere we go, guaranteed to blow the spot. Message to some haters, trying to say them gators. Bullets gon' blaze you, nothing is gonna save you. Bets on the streets, bets on the beats. If you wanna bounce, best report to me. My city shot town, where I put it down. Ain't no limit, dropping beats by the pound. I falls out a lot, cause you know I call it shots. Stacking paper like them baking sodas in the pot. We got the remix, we got the flow. Hey, shout it, let me see you get loose. We getting let's go. Papa was strong with a mean lean. Playing tilted and representing my home team. Super ugly with stack of money is a Gator King. By the bar, commission pimping is a Gator thing. Tell them how we do it, Joe. Gator ones, rims spinning, and I ain't even driving. I'm just parking lot pimping. Slide off in the club, feeling managed in them tipsy, so fresh, so clean. Got a swagger in my lip, and what it is, what it do. Come on, shout it, let me see you get loose. If you bought it, you can get some great goo. In VIP, I'm putting my hands on you. We got the remedy, we got the flow, we got them getting down on the floor. Hey, shout it, let me see you get loose. We getting
Don't be putting no chasers in my drink. I want 2 high liquors, pimp. Smoke drinks, smoke drinks. Smoke drinks, smoke drinks. Say been all on the earth. I don't even care. Speech all slurred. Nothing in my cup. Shit, it's all girl. Now hide in the motherfucker making up words. Liquor like men. I like them light skin. 2 at a time. 20 twins win. Patron and Grey Goose. Tanqueray and Seagram's gin. Stay together in my glass like they all best friends. I can't walk. I can't talk. Joking from the day to the dark. People off a square, but my goons on P. It's drinks on you, all eyes on me. And niggas with me drinking dumb. Henny mixed with Remy Ma. Party going all night. When we kick it hard. Niggas get they smoke out. They be getting choked out. Mixing with some liquor, nigga. We be getting droked out.
Oh yeah. That was Soundmaster T with Droked Out.
It's the shit, bitch.
Oh jeez.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Hi. Hey. Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. This following segment is brought to you by DZBZ Honey at DZBZHoney.com. When I tell you they got the best Delta 8 CBD honey around, I'm a man of my words. It comes in the form of a lollipop. Lick the lollipop, the rubber. A honey sticker, a jar of honey. However the hell you want to get high, go to DZBZHoney.com and at checkout use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. This is also being brought to you by Fortify.com. FORTIFEYE.com for the best pre- and post-workout around. At checkout, use promo code RYAN20, RYAN20 to save 20%. Go to WestChasePrinting.com for business cards, posters, yard signs, whatever the hell you need, baby. On the invoice, tell them I sent you. Amir Academy of Martial Arts and AmirAcademy.com. 2700 22nd Street North, and that's in St. Petersburg. Women's self-defense classes, kid classes, MMA classes, whatever the hell you need. I go there. Rich Cayley, Master Barbershop. At richkbarber.com, 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard. And that is in Tampa. I've been going to this barber for 5 years. He is the best barber I've ever had. And he can be your barber too. But you can't just go, hey Rich, can I get a haircut? richkbarber.com. He's at 4545 West Kennedy Boulevard. When you sign up and you name drop me, not only will he have stories about me for days, he also will save you $10. And finally, do you need help with your mental health? Are you bad shit crazy? Like me? Counseling on call.net. At checkout, after you talk to them, tell them that you heard about it from Happy Hour with Ryan Hoppe. And they'll hook you up. All right. right, we're going to come back in happy hour and keep this party going. But here's Hammer and Hank.
Hello again, it's your favorite San Francisco DJ, Hammer and Hank. I may look normal, but the truth is, I have a condition known as autism. That's right, it's a condition, not a disease. Fact is, autism can strike anyone, regardless of who they are. People with autism normally have difficulties in verbal and non-verbal communication skills, social interactions, and leisure activity. In a recent study, people with autism are less likely to have a job and more likely to become homeless. I beat the odds by having loving friends and family, having a college education. I have even worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an honored personality for many years. Always remember that people with autism want the same things as you, to be happy and successful. To find out more about autism, please contact your local mental health center or visit autismspeak.org. This is Hammer and Hank, and I appreciate your kindness.
Question. Why is it every time I finally get comfortable in bed, I have to go take a piss? Man, funk that. The absolute worst.
Doors closing.
Now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Jack Murphy, and you're listening to the Hoppe Hour.
Hey, this is Jameson from...
Hey, it's Jack Murphy, and you're listening to the Hoppe Hour.
Hey, radio listener, it's Kevin Klein from Klein Alley Show on 106.7 K-Rock in Los Angeles. Perhaps you never heard of us, maybe you have, but who cares? You're listening to Hoppe Hour with my boy, Ryan Hoppe.
For the hustlers, the grinders, and the go-getters. This is Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe. Triggering middle-aged dudes since 2012. This is Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the land. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Smoking Halloween.
Morning buzz with the Hoppe Hour handle. Friends getting hot like a midnight scandal. Ryan's got the scoop, never whip, just ample. Sex celeb news, hotter than a candle. Headphones on, feeling that beat. Ryan breaking news, no trick, no cheat. Celebrity gossip, source to the street. Dating tips on point, no retreat. Hoppe Hour moving fast in the mix. Morning show, stories that stick.
856 49 Hoppe. It's 856 494 6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com.
Pop culture's king, gotta stay in the know.
Yeah.
Ryan's got the dirt, making the flow.
I got it.
A-list stars to the love below. The hour got you like a primetime show. Sunrise convo, real talk, nothing fake. Sex, love, and fame for the audience's sake. Ryan's riding high, never hitting the break. Morning hype on blast, better stay awake. Hoppe Hour moving fast in the mix. Morning show, drama stories that stick. Hoppe Hot Topic.
Yeah. Like if you're watching this or you're playing this video game or whatever, like that's a portal.
Candace Cameron Bure avoiding
Gosh, she's freaking cute.
depictions of death on screen.
Yeah, I tried to do the same before, Ben.
The Full House alum shared her fear of film frights on her podcast posted June 10th.
God, she's freaking cute.
Alongside son and co-host Lev, who admitted to ribbing mom with siblings Natasha and Maxim over Candace's portal panic.
Well, they make fun of me all the time. But particularly when I'm serious about a spiritual thing happening and then they're rolling their eyes at me like the portal.
I'd roll my eyes too if you were going down on me.
And I'm like, they laugh at me because of the portal. I'm like, you're opening up a portal that could let stuff inside.
Oh, yeah.
Our home. Like, I don't even want someone watching a scary movie in our house on the
Gosh, she's freaking so cute.
TV.
Even after decades of working on sets, the 49-year-old detailed how horror stories feel a little too real for her liking behind the scenes.
Listen, I'm in the film industry. I understand how it all works. Yeah. I know that movie specifically has a crew of 200 people, and they're lighting it, and they're adding the sound effects, and it's makeup and camera people and actors. However, there's still something that can be incredibly demonic while they've made it.
Another potential portal Candace steers clear of, product names going grim.
Liquid death.
Yeah.
And you're like, so do you want to buy a product that is literally being cursed as it's going out into distribution?
There you go. She's really overthinking it, though.
So get her on three-way, put him on the phone, and the first thing out of his mouth is, I want you to play my mother.
Eminem's true life story nearly landing Mariah Carey as his on-screen mom. So said former collaborator Demiza Young on the TFU podcast posted June 4th.
When they called to introduce Mariah to Eminem, they said, well, he's got this movie called 8 Mile, and he wants her to be in the movie. So I go to Mariah and I say, look, Eminem wants to meet you. And she's like, no. Like, I'm not getting up in that. And I said, well, there's this movie. She goes, what's his number?
The music producer claiming Mimi entertained the idea as Slim Shady prepared his acting debut in 8 Mile.
Whatever, I don't care. It's 25 years ago.
Philly Fulau and Mary Kay Letourneau's daughter, Audrey, has given birth to her first baby.
God, that woman was so crazy.
The oldest daughter of the controversial pair announced she's expecting her first baby with fiancé Ethan Teleporter.
It's gotta be hard when your mom's a pedophile.
A December 7th dancing TikTok.
It's not really what you want.
POV, finally out of the first trimester trenches. Audrey has also been sharing pregnancy updates with this video of a sonogram.
All right, I stopped caring because I'm never having kids, so it's whatever. Watch me whip. Now watch me nay-nay. Now watch me whip, whip. Watch me nay-nay. Now watch me whip. Watch me nay-nay. Watch me whip, whip. Watch me nay-nay. Watch me, watch me, watch me. Remember that song? I can't play it because of copyright. That was the closest. Well, Silento. It was a song from 2015. It was like right out when I first moved here. So it reminds me of like 2015 Florida before it became the 6th borough. Well, Silento's facing 30 years in jail. That's 30 years in jail. Watch me whip. Watch me sit behind these cell L's.
Happy hot topic!
Silento's murder case has come to an end. The rapper, whose real name is Ricky Lamar Hawk, has
I'd call myself Silento too if that was my name.
Been sentenced to 30 years in prison. DeKalb County District Attorney Sherry Boston confirms in a statement to the Associated Press June 11th that Silento was convicted of voluntary manslaughter and other charges in the 2021 fatal shooting of his cousin, Frederick Rooks.
No, he wasn't able to get off, but that other one-hit wonder, Hurricane Chris did.
Per the AP, the 27-year-old pleaded guilty and mentally ill to the manslaughter charge, as well as aggravated assault, possessing a gun while committing a crime, and concealing the death of another. However, the murder charge against him was dropped as part of his plea agreement. 4 years prior to his sentencing, Silento was arrested in connection to the death of his cousin, with an incident report obtained by E! News at the time revealing Rooks had been found lying in the street of an Atlanta suburb in the early hours of January 21st, 2021.
All right, so there's let me see here. I'm kind of in a fast mood. So I did a 2-hour show. Whenever I do 2 shows, like I do 6 shows a week, but what I'm saying is whenever I do a show that's longer the previous day, usually the next day, I don't have as much of it in me.
Happy hot topic!
Bryan Cranston is spilling the real reason Eric Persullivan, aka Dewey, won't be returning for the Malcolm in the Middle reboot.
That's freaking weird to me because he's like the funniest part about it.
filming for the revival of the hit series, wrapped in May of 2025, and the show is set to release sometime this year. While many of the main characters are making a comeback, Eric Sullivan is taking another path. On a June 11th episode of the Fly on the Wall podcast with Dana Carvey and David Spade, Bryan Cranston spills.
He is the only one who didn't come back to act in the show.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I talked to Eric and I said, hey, we got the show. It's going to come back. He goes, oh, that's fantastic. And I go, yeah, so we're looking forward to having you back. He goes, oh, no, I don't want to do it, but it's fantastic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he's actually going to Harvard. And
he's a normal person now?
Well, I don't think he's not normal because he's really not in my circle normal.
That was a stupid comment by Brian.
He's really, really smart, and I think he's getting his master's.
All right, there's I don't know what I think of Bryan Cranston. I do think that show that was known as what was it called again? Oh yeah, Breaking Bad. That it's overrated. Jay-Z lost $1 million. He said that the Thunder were going to win in 5 games, and it did not happen. A bunch of the former prostitutes that worked at the Bunny Ranch are now trying to throw him under the bus. Now listen, I used to hang out with Dennis Hoff at a radio convention. I never paid for sex. I've seen radio DJs that were married doing it, and trust me, most morning radio cheat on their wife. But he was a nice guy to me. I mean, I know I'm not a woman, but my thing is this. With all these women out there, they're always out there speaking about, oh, the man made me do this. Were you kidnapped? If you were kidnapped and thrown in the back of a trunk and you were sex trafficked, that's one thing. But if you walked inside that door and then had people get inside of you with consent, shut up. Mm-hmm.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
RyanHoppyRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppy of Hoppy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
As far back as I remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
So you can call me a gangster. Till the day I die, got talents in my mama and my little sister cry. Ever since I was born, all I had was my twin. No money, no clothes, just the love for my friends. At the age of 13, I met John, that's my homie. Cause way back in the days, everybody was kinda phony. Me and John and my twin used to hang together and bang. In the project, sticking up, what's the thing? Take a brother's shoes, man, we might just take his coat. We didn't give a damn, that's how it is when you broke up the low end. So wanna be teased, that messed up good. I know they whole name, they whole set, they whole good. Now why they wanna step to a young black G, a young black bro? Now I got to let them know this is the game. I'm a G, I'm a G, I'm a G till I die. I'm a G, I'm a G, I'm a G till I die. I'm a G, I'm a G, I'm a G till I die. I'm a G, I'm a G, I'm a G till I die.
Happy Hour will be right back.
Oh, yeah. Let's go through all the sponsors right now. I never get freaking podcasts that begin their show with like 7 live reads or sponsors. I'm like, who's listening to that? If I were that sponsor, I'd be pissed off. Well, what do I know? A lot. This following segment has been brought to you by Cheeky Mouth Guards at getcheeky.com. When I tell you it's the best way to quit biting on the side of your mouth, I'm a man of my words. Getcheeky.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. Shimmerwood CBD drinks at shimmerwood.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 30%. GetGoodFeels.com for good vibes THC drinks. Go to GetGoodFeels.com and use promo code HOPPY to save 20%. OldGlory.com for the best t-shirts around. Use promo code HOPPY to save 15%. Garden State Distillery Dirty Vodka. GardenStateDistillery.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 15%. Aspire Green Tea Drinks at AspireDrinks.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Afura Coffee. AFUERA Coffee.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. FSDrinks.com. For the best boba around, use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. Oh, you're looking for the best beef jerky? BigForkBrands.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. And finally, are you looking for a good energy bar? QuantumSquares.com. Use promo code HOPPE to save 20%. All of these are on my website, RyanHoppyRadio.com, RYANHOPPE radio.com. I would hope you know how to spell radio. Or it's in my podcast section. So whenever you listen to Happy Hour like you are right now, in the podcast description is all of that. We're going to come back on Happy Hour to keep this party going and going. But let's hear from Hammer and Hank, which you can hear the Hammer and Hank Show with Henry Oakes and Ryan Hoppe on Spotify by searching up Hammerin, HAMMERIN Hank Show, and check it out on his podcast feed.
People with autism are often treated like they are different. Believe me, we are. Hi, this is Henry Oakes, but my buddies may have known me as Hammer and Hank. I was labeled as slow when I started school. Come to find out at the age of 12, the doctors decided I was autistic. Not at the age of 48, I have completed an associate degree in radio broadcasting and worked in the San Francisco Bay Area as an on-air personality. So yes, I am different. People with autism have no needs, no different than you. Laugh, love, and learn to get an education and join the workforce. I did it, and so can anyone else with autism. So when you meet someone with autism, don't feel sorry for them. Work with them. Find out for yourself that autism isn't a disease, it's a condition. To find out more about autism, please visit autismspeaks.org. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen.
Question to Gen Z out there. Why do they act like they found a new song on TikTok? Bro, that track was popping on LimeWire 20 years ago when you were pooping your diaper. Funk that. Just being honest, and guess what? That's what we do here.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
Me, Ryan, Hoppe.
Hey, it's Abe Cannon from 98 Rock, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, this is Eric Zane. You're like, who? Yeah, I know. Anyway, you're listening to Ryan Hoppe. Hoppe Hour. This motherfucker is resilient as shit. Everybody tries to rub Ryan's fucking face in dog shit, and then he always picks himself up. I love that. Fuck everybody. Give them the finger and kick their ass, Ryan Hoppe. Hey, you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe. This is Eric Zane. I don't know these two people, but I know they're fucking assholes. Mike Calta and Rover, suck my dick for what you did to Ryan.
Hey, this is Rick Rumble from Rumble in the Morning on FM 99 in Norfolk, Virginia. And you are listening to Hoppe Hour with my buddy Ryan Hoppe.
Hi, this is Rod Ryan from The Rod Ryan Show in Houston, Texas. And you're listening to The Hoppe Hour.
Hey, this is Scott Rizzuto from The Rizzuto Show in St. Louis, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, what's up? I'm Woody. That's Greg Gorey.
What's up?
Menace.
Hi.
Gina Grad.
Hey.
Seabass. There's Sammy.
Hello.
We are The Woody Show.
Yeah.
And you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
If this doesn't make you think, laugh, or yell at your speakers, are you even listening?
Love us or hate us, you're still listening. Welcome to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Ryan's tall like the sky. 6'9" he's fly. From Chicago to the Bay. In St. Pete he'll stay. Talk of love and fame. Dating life's his game. News on stars he spills. With laughter fills. Hoppe Hour, all you need. Rich and Ely, take a seat. Ryan's got the groove. Hoppe Hour makes you move.
The best part.
A cat by his side.
Oh, yeah.
In Florida they reside.
I think I'm going to name my cat Luna the Love Sponge. She always watches me having sex. With myself or with someone else. It's freaking weird. Also, I am sick and tired. Enough of my cat. Let me turn this off. I am sick and tired of all the political text messages. Now, my mom on accident signed me up for like liberal text messages, so I get like Occupied Democrats or whatever. And oh my God, they will never shut up. I hear from Gavin Newsom. I hear from all these people. I'm like, go away. Also, what happened to that scumbag known as Jeffrey Knight? Remember, he was like the biggest thing in Tampa for a second in the news, and then they covered it up. It makes you wonder if he paid someone to stop talking about him.
Happy Hot Topic!
She said, this is about a breakup, and this Tim Tam saved me. This is Katy Perry. Because there might be a chance that her and Orlando Bloom might break up.
Holding a box of Australian Tim Tam chocolate biscuits, Katy made that cryptic comment while singing her 2008 breakup anthem, I'm Still Breathing, during her Sydney concert Tuesday.
All right, I got to skip over. Wait. I might be able to do this.
Breakup comment has only intensified speculation that Katy and Orlando, who have been engaged since 2019, are going through a turbulent time.
You know, she's high maintenance and annoying. She's a brat.
The headlines about the state of their relationship vary in severity. People.com reports the couple's relationship has experienced strain amid Katy's career woes. A source says Katy was deeply frustrated following the reception of her new album.
Yeah, it's almost like you're past your prime. You should pull Rihanna and retire, honey, before you lose all credibility.
Made her very stressed. Orlando was understanding, but it did cause some tension.
Yeah, you know, the whole thing of going out in outer space and claiming to be a feminist but making it about you. Yeah, it's pretty embarrassing.
Happy Hot Topic!
A portion of Harvey Weinstein's fate has been decided. A jury found the former Hollywood producer guilty of one of the 3 sex crimes charges in his New York retrial on June 11th. Weinstein was convicted of the charge of a criminal sexual act in the first degree stemming from his 2006 alleged assault of former production assistant Miriam Haley. He was found not guilty of a charge of a criminal sexual act in the first degree over his alleged assault of Kaja Sokala.
I saw like Candace Owens and then like I think Sid Rosenberg on WABC. These right-wing nut jobs were like giving Harvey Weinstein a legitimate interview, and I'm like, I know he's kind of like anti-liberal because all the liberal actresses are accusing him of rape, which he did, but like, do you have any credibility? Look, I think Candace Owens hates women. I think she hates being black. Some of these right-wing nut jobs, and I noticed them when I worked at Salem Media, they just are always angry.
In 2006, the jury has yet to reach a verdict on the 3rd count relating to the alleged 2013 rape of aspiring actress Jessica Mann. Deliberations are set to continue.
Can you imagine getting raped by him? Like, that makes me not believe in God. Like, how could God let someone get raped by this scumbag?
On June 12th, Weinstein was originally found guilty of 3rd-degree rape and 1 count of criminal sexual act in the 1st degree during his trial in 2020, resulting in a 23-year sentence behind bars per NBC News. However, his conviction was overturned in April 2024, with the New York's highest court determining that improper testimony had been allowed at the trial. The court said, "We conclude that the trial court erroneously admitted testimony of uncharged, alleged prior sexual acts against persons other than the complainants of the underlying crimes, because that testimony served no material, non-propensity purpose." Weinstein, who has pleaded not guilty, was accused of
I remember Micah Rotunda on 102.5 The Bone loved the word propensity. It was cool.
Performing oral sex on former Project Runway production assistant Haley in 2006 without her consent and raping aspiring actress Mann in 2013. In his retrial, he also faced a new allegation from Sokala, who said she met Weinstein at a club in 2002.
Whenever I hear about the word mistrial and things like that going on in the courtroom, it reminds me of this very scene from the movie Idiocracy. Now, if I was on the radio, I wouldn't play the whole scene because of PPM ratings, and they got the new 3-minute PPM where they overthink ratings. But here's the courtroom scene that reminds you of all these court cases.
pod from the Army experiment. There was girls, she was from the same experiment. Would you just stop so that I can explain? You gotta let me talk.
Joe was arrested for not paying his hospital bill and not having his UPC tattoo. He would soon discover that in the future, justice was not only blind, but had become rather
I'm fixing to commensurate this trial here. We gon' see if we can't come up with a verdict up in here. Now, since y'all say you ain't
This guy sounds like Theo Vaughn.
got no money, we have proprietarily obtained for you one of them court-appointed lawyers. So put your hands together and give it up for Rico Pendejo.
You're my lawyer?
Says here you robbed a hospital. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, I'm not guilty.
That's not what the other lawyer said.
I mean, listen, you gotta get me on the stand, okay? I can explain everything. We can take him to your house. We'll show him the pod that I came here.
Shut up! Now, prosecutor, why you think you done it?
Okay, number one, Your Honor. Just look at him.
He talks like
We've got all this, evidence of how, this guy didn't even pay at the hospital. And I heard that he doesn't even have his tattoo. I know, and I'm all, you gotta be shitting me. But check this out, man. Judge should be like, guilty. Peace.
Sounds like a MAGA rally.
What are you objectifying on?
Come on, just get me on the stand.
Okay. Your Honor, I object that this guy also broke my apartment to shit. Yeah. And you know what else? I object that he's not gonna have any money to pay me after he pays back all the money he stole from the hospital.
Don't say I stole, you're my lawyer.
And I object.
Here it comes.
I object that he interrupted me while I was watching Oh My Ball. That is not okay. I rest my case.
Your Honor, I'm pretty sure we have a mistrial here, sir.
I'm gonna mistrial
My foot up your ass, you shut up.
Please listen. Please listen. I didn't steal anything. I was part of an Army experiment.
Joe stated his case logic.
I love that scene. What's going on here with this mutant known as John Mulaney?
Happy hot topic. John Mulaney speaking out as his family endures violent threats on social media.
Listen, I can't stand John Mulaney. I think he's an absolute douchebag. I think he's the absolute worst. But you can't just threaten somebody.
The comedian called out critics on his Instagram story June 11th, following wife Olivia Munn's comments stirring controversy surrounding popular kids YouTuber Miss Rachel. John writing in part, "My wife and my 2 kids are receiving violent and threatening comments and messages in her DMs. This is absolutely insane and needs to stop." This after the actress's interview with People published June 8th, with Olivia sharing she's not among Miss Rachel's many fans. Known to millions of kids worldwide, Miss Rachel's recently tapped her massive platform to fundraise for war-zone impacted.
Mic was off. Yeah, Olivia Munn just seems like the absolute worst.
Children. John said Olivia's comments have, quote, unbelievably been conflated with not caring about the deaths of children in Gaza.
I don't even know why you would say anything, because you're a dummy and a side chick.
Olivia adding in her own statement June 10th, "My comments were never meant to diminish the joy, comfort, and impact she brings to so many families. I don't want something taken out of context to be a moment that steals even a minute of joy for anyone."
Shut up. You ruined a marriage. The joy was lost there. That's the unspoken thing that Olivia Munn, when she started dating John Mulaney, he wasn't fully done with good old his ex-wife, whatever her name is. I call it like I see it. All right. We got one more segment, and so let's do this. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, RyanHoppeRadio@gmail.com. This show is for the hard-working average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the U.S. or the U.K. As long as you're listening, that's all that matters. All right, we're going to come back on Happy Hour and wrap this puppy up after this.
Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
You probably had Taco Bell before.
Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
In the nuts, and we'll call it a day.
As a reminder, if you don't feel like listening to this next song, you can skip over it. But Ryan Hoppe of Happy Hour takes pride in his selection, so stick around, folks.
What you do to me.
Question, because this happens very often. Have you ever been chilling in your apartment, finally got some peace, then knock, 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 there's some dude trying to sell you Frontier cable like it's 2003? Man, funk that. I had that job, and I respect people that do it because I know it's a job, but trust me, Frontier sucks.
In your heart, you know he's right.
Doors closing.
And now, something completely different.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
It's Hoppe Hour!
It's you, me, Ryan, Hoppe.
Hey, what's up? It is Kevin Ralston, host of the KVJ Show, and you are listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hey, what's going on? It's Virginia from the KVJ Show at 97.9 WRMF, and you're listening to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
The golden age of radio is alive and well on Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
It's time to laugh. It's time to cheer. The best hours finally here.
Oh, thank you.
Ryan Hoppe's got the power. Welcome to the Hoppe Hour. He's got the jokes, he's got the vibe.
I do.
Where fun and chaos collide.
Oh, sure.
Turn it up, don't be sour. It's the Ryan Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Oh, thank you.
Show that's fun and never sloppy.
Unless I'm drunk.
Loud, don't miss a beat. Hoppe Hour is your retreat. So grab your...
Today on TMZ.
Well, Elon Musk, I hope he's got good knee pads, because he's going to have to get down to beg. President Trump wants Elon to grovel.
He said he's willing to forgive Elon. It's just not a priority.
They both know they're better together.
They both need each other.
You guys know the stylistics?
Of course.
Break up to make up.
Did anyone know he had that falsetto?
I wish I still didn't.
Aaron Rodgers is a married man. One of the reporters asked...
God, he's freaking annoying.
A lot's been made about the ring on your left ring finger.
That's a wedding ring. But we haven't seen him out with anybody.
Okay, so are you really married?
I think he's married.
I think he's not legally married. It's more like a promise ring.
God, I wish it was a mood ring. That would have been iconic.
No, that thing stays black if it's a mood ring.
Diddy's ex-girlfriend, who's going by the pseudonym Jane, has been testifying, and she just revealed they had a cute little nickname for her, Diddy, and the entertainer they used, and that was the trifecta.
Man, this voice is boring. Although it's nice to not have the LA vocal fry of every other TMZ employee.
Referred to Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal. So Jane was obviously Kobe.
Obviously.
Why do you say obviously? Kim Kardashian has come out and is calling the ICE raids here in LA inhumane. They are enforcing federal law, period. But it's like they could come and rip Charlie out and send him away right now. Should they do that?
Is that true? Could you be taken away by ICE?
Absolutely he could. He's not a citizen.
Did you forget to fill anything out on your forms?
You know me.
And now it's Donald Trump and Elon Musk, and we are never, ever, ever getting back together.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, maybe later. I got things to do first.
Yeah, they need each other.
I was disappointed. Yeah.
I didn't like that he released the fact that I am probably been to pedophile island. At the very least, I've talked about wanting to have sex with my daughter if she wasn't my daughter.
In him. But, it is what it is.
That's the Donald discussing his fallout with former BFF Elon Musk. You know, the one where Elon posted that Trump was in the Epstein files and
no big deal.
His big, beautiful bill was trash. Well, Elon just issued an apology and deleted a bunch of the tweets, and now Trump is saying...
This is why Elon's a bitch. He's got all the money in the world. He should be the most powerful guy, but you're going to go out there and throw all those accusations and then hide from it? You're a bitch.
When things like that happen, I don't blame him for anything.
He's even open to a reconciliation after he figures out how to save this country from catastrophe, that is.
Could you forgive him? I guess I could, but, we have to straighten out the country.
He sounded like he's the ex who's like, yeah, I might take him back, but I don't know. I've got other things I got to do right now.
Because they both know they're better together.
I think Trump's a lot better without him.
The Cheech and Chong effect. And it's not like there isn't precedent for
the Opie and Anthony effect.
This.
He's got a history of doing this. He made J.D. Vance do this. He made him grovel to get the VP-ship.
It's not forgiveness, though. It's you show obedience, and he will overlook what is...
All that matters is the fact that Elon tries to act like a alpha male, but he's just a beta who's whipped by Trump. How does it feel, buddy? You freaking loser. You're whipped.
TikTok, toxic joker playing cruel pranks. Hoppy's hour almost done. Feels like robbery in banks. Ryan Hoppe on the mic, dropping wisdom in streams. Syndicated sorrow, now it's time to shatter dreams. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. But the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shout out hit the street. But soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Phone lines buzzing, but the laughter's growing dim. Eardrums mixing Hoppe like fingers without rings. DHX to FM, shoutouts hit the street. But soon the sound will vanish like shadows in the heat. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. Oh, life's just so unfair. Like clockwork to a show. Now it's time to face the silence like a TV on snow. Riot Hoppe held the mic with humor so divine. The void left in our hearts wider than a canyon line. Empty speakers, silent time but coming to an end. Like a roller coaster stopping round the river's bend. Hoppe jokes and jabs, these are daily grind. Now silence louder than the thoughts we can't rewind. Oh, the Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair. The Hoppe hour is coming to a close. Radio waves fading like a wilted rose. Laughter and joy dissolving in the air, but we'll keep the rhythm. Oh, life's just so unfair.
Happy hour. Happy hour.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
And like that, he's gone.
You probably had Taco Bell before. Whenever we're going outside, all I smell is poop.
I'll kick you in the nuts and we'll call it a day.
Happy hour is now over.
Happy hour is now over.
Game over. This concludes And God bless America.
Doors closing.